Older and Dumber.
Hey everybody, welcome to Older and Dumber, the podcast about two best friends just trying to make it on this planet we call
Earth.
I still can't decide if I should try and say it at the same time. It just doesn't work out. But anyway, guys, what is up? Today's topic is, why do we love watching things go horribly wrong? Why do we like
that intro?
Yeah, why do we like watching people fail? Why do we like to see a dad get hit in the nuts with a wiffle ball bat? Why do we why do we like watching people try to go over train tracks while the thing's going down and then get stuck in between it and then have to pull their car out before it gets hit or jump out of it and let their car get hit? Why do we like seeing that stuff? Does it mean there's something wrong with us? What does it say about us as people? Or are we just bored?
Damn. What does it say?
What does it say?
Oh, such existential.
But yeah, so there's a thing on here that I thought was funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is, let's be honest, no one plans to go watch a fail compilation, but once it pops up in your feed and you start watching it, you can't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why America's Funniest Home Videos doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
people don't seek it out.
Oh, dude, remember, that's crazy. That's actually a wild thing to bring up about that, which is we used to have a television show specifically for fails.
Mm-hmm.
American, and then we had Ridiculousness, which I think is still airing, but I don't know if there's new episodes. And then we had, so essentially the internet made it so we didn't need the shows anymore because instead of watching the host say, oh, this is the family of blah, 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 and they had a little bit of a sticky situation. And then, it's about
Mentos and Coke.
Yeah, right? Whereas now you can just be scrolling through Facebook and it's already on that video. And then it goes right to the next one, right to the next one, right to the next one. And 5 minutes later, you're done. I miss the days of the host. But yeah, why, Joey? What's your opinion?
Better than me, I guess.
Better than me. Why do you like watching people fail? Why do you think you enjoy it?
I like to see people get their comeuppance.
Comeuppance. You like when it's karma?
Yeah, I like a little bit of karmic justice.
So do you find enjoyment in the ones that are just like they screwed up, or like what about ones where people...
part of the ones where people just screw up or they're doing something that a normal person shouldn't be doing. So
sure. Oh,
man. I feel much worse about the guy whose skateboard breaks in half and he nutshots down the rail than the person who just does it and fails it and nutshots down the rail.
I see. Stupid. I think it's funny because it feels like, to me, the reason...
It's not just that, obviously. Like, everybody who drives past a car crash slows down. There's morbid curiosity, right?
Yes. Now, that may be a little different, because we're not trying to laugh at that. We just want to know more.
Yeah, like, we're curious. We want to see the dead body on the side of the road. And then we're like, oh, God, there's a dead body.
And then they drive off really fast. I don't even want to see that. Then why'd you look? I don't know. But yeah, I feel like curiosity is a big thing as to why we like failure or disasters, is because we want to know. And then it's like, Nicholson coming out being like, you can't handle the truth after we see it, which is tough. I can't, there was a very specific thing I was going to say, and I can't remember.
I think part of it too is just like the devastation. That's why, movie like what Michael Bay's whole career is based on it.
Oh yeah.
There's just something about seeing like massive catastrophe that like tickles our brain. Like, because it's so out of the ordinary, I think, and so juxtaposed to the normal. Mm-hmm. Like, if you see, I've only ever seen a train go back and forth on the rails. They're so safe. All they do is ride around with their load. Mm-hmm. And then you see a train crash and there's cars everywhere.
Like, whoa.
They're like impacted into each other.
And we're like having to look it up. We have to see it, that kind of thing. Which is, oh man, it literally keeps popping in my head, and then we say a different thing. So some might say that this fascination of disasters and failures is a new thing, but I would like to say that they're wrong. We don't more like that stuff now.
I think it was like the 1970s that the slogan, if it bleeds, it leads.
Well, I think even before that too, because essentially you go all the way back to physical comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got clowns who their whole thing is bopping each other in the back of the damn head, and it's
Slapstick humor.
like that shit's way older than we can even think of. Like, we have always enjoyed the like physical. Now, some of us look at, because there's different, right? There's the fascination of like the failure where it's like, oh yeah, that's really funny, and then the fascination of failure and disaster where it's like, oh my gosh, that's horrible, but I just have to know more. Like, it's conflict, bringing it back. But yeah, like
I think disaster specifically is because it is so juxtaposed to the norm.
So what you're adjusted to, what you see every day.
Yeah, like watching the wildfires in LA, it's like hell on earth. Like, this is something I'd see in a movie or a video game. This isn't real life.
Yeah.
But then you're watching it and it's real.
Yeah. Yeah. It's why, it's really funny that you say the wildfires, because I watched The Rookie. I love The Rookie. It's a very good show. And there's new episodes on Hulu every Wednesday. But anyway, this week's newest episode was there was wildfires happening because the rookie takes place in L.A. But they made this before the wildfires ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
So before the episode starts, it says this episode is about wildfires and was recorded and made before the wildfires in L.A. So viewers' discretion be advised. Blah blah whatever. But even just watching that. Because there's so much like crazy. There's so much funny. Crazy like seeing it in The Rookie and it had just happened is just like, wow. If that, like, it just makes you even more look at it like that's insane. Like, that's so much dangerous. And like, people are just like, you have nowhere to go. And like, I don't want to say much about the episode because it just happens. So I don't want to like ruin it for everybody, but you should go watch it. But it's intense. It's intense, but we enjoy watching that kind of stuff. But you're right. It's just like we don't see that shit every day. And when something is different, we tend to draw ourselves near it because it's new.
Mm-hmm.
It's new. It's interesting.
Like all those planes crashing a few weeks ago.
Oh, hey, get
on Reddit. Oh, there's another plane crash. What's going on?
That's morbid. Whoa, another plane crash.
That's like four for 4 days.
Oh my god. So what does that say about us, Joey? What's that say about us as people? What do you think? Are we bored?
Yeah,
are we?
I think that I would hazard a guess. That
I like that.
In countries where life is not as comfortable.
Yeah.
That I think that's still like they laugh at a nut shot.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that they take the time to like seek out tragedy because it's around them all the time.
Yeah. No, that's a great thing to bring up is that we living in America are very privileged and comfortable and very like what's the word I'm looking for? We're very
soft.
Sure. I mean, I said privilege, but that's essentially what I'm talking about. Is we're very blind to that kind of thing. And I think that's where the curiosity continues to come because we don't see that stuff. We're wanting to experience it. It's essentially like in all the like fantasy movies where it's like, you may seek the treasure, but can you really handle the consequences that come with it? Power comes with great responsibility. That's not the one I want to say. Is power worth it? Essentially, is knowledge worth it? Like we want this thing, and then it's like, if we get it, we're probably not going to be happy. But
I mean, how many
continue to take
how many
kids
that
line?
Like seek out morbid videos while they're on the internet just to be like, oh, this is a test of our mettle, boys. We're 13, and it's time to watch a terrorist beheading.
God, see, that's crazy to me. That's over the edge.
And then they're like,
a bit. Yeah, and then they're cancel out nightmare.
Yeah.
You know what's now that you've said that? You know what was big when I was like between the ages of 12 and 16? No, I'd say 10 and 16, and it was the stupidest, craziest thing. I never went and watched it, but all my friends were like, "Oh yeah, we just watched like 4 videos." Blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what it was called, but there was a website you could go to, and it just had tons of really morbid,
Rotten
stuff.
Rotten.com.
Maybe. Like, there was things... Now, you might need to bleep this, May.
BME Pain Olympics.
And that's what it was!
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff and videos were big when I was like, why? Why are you... Like, why? That's, like, so crazily morbid. Like we can talk about it, sure, but, like, you're specifically seeking out to just,
it's like a rite of passage.
I don't know about that. But, like, yeah, insane. Again, it's
I remember my cousin and I hopping on Rotten.com, and I had just gotten a flat screen monitor, and we were looking at crime scene photos, and it's a dead lady, and he's like, oh, he reached up and touched the screen, and it did the little ripple that flat screen.
Oh my god!
Like, oh!
Oh my god!
So funny.
The way
so
people
funny.
experience new technology—that's so insane. Could you imagine today being like, "Oh, it doesn't even do it anymore." You can't even. Yeah, that's. I do remember that. Because like it wasn't. Because now it's like basically glass now. Like it's like all plexiglass. But before it was like more like a plastic film. You know, it's like rubber.
So funny. It's so funny. Lives rent free in my brain forever.
It's so.
What should be a horrible, like, oh, that was morbid, is like just the memory of him thinking that eyeball was real.
Dude, your monitor's insane. How did I touch that for real? This is a virtual reality monitor? Stupid. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I guess they're, well, and then it comes down to like real mental stability of people, blah, blah, and all actuality. But like, here's a question. Do you think that, and this is why I think people would think, oh, it's so much more common now than it ever used to be, and people never used to do that, and that's why I was like, you're wrong. Like, this has always been a kind of comedy or thing people were interested in ever since whatever. But my question now is, do you think that people's, I think aversion is the word I'm looking for. It might not be, but essentially what people, when like our parents were kids and to kids now, do you think that like they've grown more of a stronger stomach? Do you think it is, now do you think it's that, so do you think kids nowadays are more willing to see and watch that kind of stuff than kids back then? And then, so that's the first question. And then 2, do you think it is because, oh, kids just have stronger stomachs? Or do you think it's because those people, like our parents and even their grandparents, grew up in a time during like World War I and World War II where that kind of stuff was on the forefront of their mind all the time and how horrible it was. So they felt more horrible and more close to it. And kids nowadays have no idea what that feeling's like. So they're just doing it because they want to know.
Yeah.
What do you,
I think the thought is the same.
So-
I
so
mean,
the
even
curiosity.
if you look at like Stand By Me that came out in the 80s,
Very good movie.
their whole thing is kids in the 50s
wanted to go see
going
a
to
body.
see a dead body.
Yeah. Now,
but it was a movie that was super popular in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it resonated with people.
Mhm.
Like they understood that, oh yeah, I would do that.
now, and that's a big thing too.
And
It's
then-
like to go see a dead body.
Yeah.
And then how much that has changed to, I want to see something even more horrific.
Yeah, well, I just think that's like, I think that's the same thing. I think it's a rite of passage.
Still
like
the
I said
curiosity.
before. Yeah, it's like, oh, this will be cool if we do this.
And then they quickly
Because
learn
it's-
like, oh man, that may not have been
Yeah.
that cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different experience, I think, when you experience it, but I think the mindset is the same. That it's this sort of rite of passage into adulthood.
Okay. So the second part of that question is the difference of the older generation still having the curiosity of, I need to see that or I want to see that rite of passage, blah, blah. Still I want to see that curiosity rite of passage, the length that they go to do so, and what they're
I think it's
like
much easier now.
Yeah.
Obviously with the internet, and it's probably to a dangerous extent easier now.
Yeah.
And it probably hasn't helped with, seeing some of the mental health issues that we have, and just having that access to everything and people not monitoring it.
Yeah.
But I think like it all starts from the same spot.
That makes sense.
Right. It's just like, people are like, oh, porn addiction and whatever. It's just because the access is there all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
you get more.
It's not like you have to go out in the woods and find Hobo Jenkins Spank Bank.
You gotta go find
It's
a great
literally
treasure
like
Hobo Spank Bank.
You roll over and turn on your Xbox and say, hey, Pornhub, please.
Dude, the lengths that people would have to go to before, like, oh, I gotta have my Nintendo DS, which can go online, use the internet browser on there, then have to like whatever, go through these multiple steps. Where now you can just be like, oh, I got a phone for my birthday. I have 20 tabs open of whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's also wild for me. There's no reason why you should have 20 tabs open. First of all, pick one, get it done.
All the way back to the first episode because you're crusty old man, tablet man.
You're right. Oh my gosh. Oh. Kindness and Dusty Come. That was a great episode.
Episode 1 or 2. It's one of the first ones, guys.
I think it's episode 1.
Go watch it.
It's
see how far we've come.
It's
and then
all
you'll be like,
audio.
wow, you guys have gone so much better.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, man, crusty. I think that might be all the time we have. So
we're probably getting close.
Guys, tell us.
Yep.
Yeah, look at that. Tell us your opinions. How you feel about disasters and fails.
Link us your favorite nut shot videos.
We would love to see that. That would be that would be fun. But yeah, tell us your guys' thoughts. What you think? What's going on with why we like fails, disasters? Tell us your stories, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Please share in the comments.
Yeah.
And comment, and share.
Yes, do that, please. Hit the bell.
Yeah, it's big for the
You can ring my bell, ring my bell.
Did you just channel the spirit of May?
Yeah.
Is that what just happened?
I hope she puts the audio in for it.
Oh, like her sing over? Yes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the OlderNDumber podcast, the podcast about two best friends trying to make it on this planet we call Earth. Oh, I just have to do it. I just have to go into it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you. I just gotta go.
Yeah.
That was good.
Nice.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys. Hey there, dipshits. It's me, Joey, a.k.a. Slooty Mage.
I'm Hunter, voice of Hunter Taylor.
And I'm Carter, Eagle Eagle.
We're
OlderNDumber.
Every Friday, we drop wisdom, humor, and a whole lot of nonsense. You won't want to miss it.
Become a patron today for as low as $5 a month. Get early access to all our episodes and exclusive behind-the-scenes looks at all the things we're doing and May's super secret editing notes.
Shout out to all our awesome dipshits. Your support really helps keep this madness going.
Join the crew. Be a dipshit. It's an exclusive club, and you're invited.
So dipshits, mark your calendar every Friday for a dose of OlderNDumber craziness. See you there.
Fade to black.
On my stand! Fade to black!